You know what's funny? We all talk about time like it's this endless stream, always flowing, always coming, always waiting for us. We talk about it as if it belongs to us, as if we can store it, pause it, or save it for later. We say things like, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll start next week, I'll call them when I'm ready. But the truth is, time doesn't belong to us. It passes through us. It doesn't stop. It doesn't wait. It doesn't negotiate. You can't pause your age, you can't rewind your past, and you can't fast forward to success. You can only live the minute that's in front of you, and once it's gone forever. I remember one morning, I sat in a cafe watching people rush to work. I had my coffee, my phone, and a to-do list I had no intention of doing. I was scrolling through social media, comparing my life to people I'd never met. I told myself, I'm just relaxing, I'll get to work soon. Then I looked up and saw an old man sitting a few tables away. He wasn't on his phone. He was staring at an old worn-out photograph, a picture of him and a woman, maybe his wife, maybe his love from years ago. His eyes had that faraway look, the kind people have when they're somewhere between memory and longing. And in that moment it hit me. Someday I'll be that man. Someday I'll be looking back too. And what will I see? Will I remember a life I lived, or a life I scrolled through? That single moment woke something up in me, because it's easy to forget that time is the one currency we can never earn back. Money lost can be made again. Friendships broken can be repaired. Opportunities missed can reappear. But time, once it's gone, it's erased from the ledger of your life. You don't lose time like coins falling out of your pocket. You spend it. Every second, every thought, every distraction is a transaction. And the price you pay is your future. Every hour you waste is an hour someone else is using to change their life. While you hesitate, someone else is learning a skill. While you overthink, someone else is taking action. While you're talking about your dreams, someone else is already living theirs. The difference between those who wish and those who win isn't luck, it's discipline. It's recognizing that time doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't stop because you're tired, heartbroken, or afraid. It moves. And it takes pieces of your life with it. And here's what's even scarier. You don't always notice when you're wasting it. Because wasting time doesn't always look like laziness. Sometimes it looks like being busy, chasing the wrong things, investing in the wrong people, saying yes to what doesn't grow you. It's possible to fill every hour of your day and still be empty by the end of it. That's because not all movement is progress. You can run in circles for years and still end up in the same place. You don't have to be doing a nothing to be wasting time. Sometimes, wasting time looks like staying in that relationship that's draining your spirit, working that job that kills your passion, holding on to resentment that poisons your peace. Because when you give your time to the wrong things, you starve the right ones. You see, time doesn't ask permission before it passes. It doesn't announce itself. It's silent, invisible, but powerful. Every sunrise is a reminder that yesterday is already buried, and every sunset is a warning that today won't come again. It's easy to think we have endless tomorrows, but one day you'll wake up and realize the window has closed. The book has turned its final page. And in that moment, regret doesn't come like thunder. It comes quietly. It whispers, you could have done more, you could have been more. And you'll remember the days you wasted on people who didn't deserve you, the moments you spent doubting yourself instead of growing, and the countless hours you exchanged for comfort instead of courage. The truth is, you don't lose time, you exchange it. Every minute you spend, you trade for something. A skill, a memory, a relationship, or sometimes just an empty feeling. The real question is, are you making good trades? Are you investing your time in the things that move you forward, or wasting it on things that hold you back? Imagine your time as gold bars stacked in front of you. Each morning you're handed 24 bars. You can't save them for tomorrow. You have to use them today. Some people spend their gold on growth, learning, love and purpose. Others throw theirs away on gossip, fear, jealousy, and hesitation. But when the day ends, everyone's stack is empty. The only difference is what they have to show for it. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't ask, how much time do I have? Ask, what will I do with the time I've been given? Because the truth is, your life isn't measured by the years you live. It's measured by the moments you use well. The world isn't waiting for you to be ready. Time isn't waiting for you to feel confident. Life isn't waiting for you to stop doubting yourself. The only thing that's waiting is you. is... And the longer you wait, the further your dreams drift out of reach. Because while you're hesitating, the clock keeps ticking. While you're overthinking, your future keeps fading. And someday, when you look back, you'll realize the most expensive thing you ever wasted wasn't money, it was time. So use it like it matters, because it does. Every second is a seed. Plant it with purpose, water it with action, and watch it grow into the life you've always wanted. Because in the end, the people who make it aren't the smartest or the luckiest. They're the ones who refuse to waste their time. When you waste time, it's not just your schedule that suffers. It's your spirit, it's your confidence, your sense of self, your belief that you are capable of building the life you want. Every time you delay what you know you should do, every time you break a promise you made to yourself, you silently chip away at the foundation of your self-worth. Because deep down, confidence isn't built by compliments, it's built by consistency. It's not about what others say about you. It's about what you prove to yourself when no one is watching. I remember a woman I once coached who looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, "Matthew, I don't trust myself anymore." And when I asked her why, she said, "Because I keep saying I'll change, but I never do." She wasn't a bad person. She wasn't lazy. She was simply caught in that painful loop so many of us know, of promising, postponing, and then punishing ourselves for not following through. Every time she told herself, "I'll start tomorrow," and didn't, she lost a little piece of the belief that she could. Wasting time isn't just about missing deadlines or opportunities. It's about losing the relationship you have with yourself. When you can't rely on your own word, you start to see yourself as unreliable. You doubt your power. You question your potential. You start living like a person who's waiting for something magical to change, instead of realizing that the change has to start inside you. And once that self-trust is broken, everything else begins to crumble. Your goals, your discipline, your courage. We often think confidence comes from success, from the applause, the achievements, the validation. But true confidence comes from alignment. It's the quiet strength that builds every time you follow through on something you said you would do. It's when you wake up early, even when your bed is warm. It's when you choose the gym instead of the couch. It's when you finally start writing that book, applying for that job, or walking away from that relationship you know isn't right. Those moments, the ones that no one sees, are where confidence is born, because confidence isn't built in public. It's built in private, in the dark hours when it would be easier to quit, but you don't. In the times when no one would blame you for stopping, but you keep going anyway. That's when you prove to yourself that your word means something. Wasted time steals that feeling from you. It convinces you that you're powerless. It whispers that it's too late, that you've missed your chance, that you've failed too many times to try again. But that's a lie. You haven't failed. You've simply been disconnected from your purpose. You've been distracted by the noise of comfort, by the false satisfaction that comes from doing easy things that give you quick pleasure but long-term regret. And every time you choose the easy thing, every time you say adjust 5 more minutes, adjust 1 more episode, adjust 1 more day before I start, you tell your mind that your goals don't matter. You train your brain to believe that your dreams can wait. And soon your whole life starts to feel like it's in waiting mode, waiting for motivation, waiting for clarity, waiting for the right moment. But that right moment never comes, because it's already here. It's always here. When you waste time, you lose the chance to witness your own growth. You miss the opportunity to surprise yourself, to see how much stronger, braver, more capable you actually are. You begin to forget what it feels like to trust your instincts, to stand tall in your decisions, to feel proud not because of what others think, but because you kept a promise to yourself. Confidence isn't loud. It's not shouting, "I can do this." It's whispering, "I'll show you." It's that unshakable energy that comes from discipline, the kind that's built over time through small, consistent wins. The confidence you're searching for isn't waiting at the finish line. It's created every time you show up, every time you resist the urge to waste another minute. Think about this. When you tell yourself you'll do something, your brain makes a contract. It expects follow through. But when you keep breaking that contract, your brain starts to see you as untrustworthy. So even when you say, "At this time I'll change," a part of you doesn't believe it anymore. That's why it feels so hard to start, because you're trying to build momentum on a foundation that's been cracked by disappointment. But here's the beauty. Self-trust can be rebuilt. You don't need a big moment. You don't need perfection. You just need one decision, one action, one small victory that proves to your mind is, see, I did it. And when you do it again tomorrow and the next day, that belief grows. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about showing up for yourself even in the smallest ways. So when you think about wasted time, don't just think about hours or days. Think about how those hours affect your faith in yourself. Think about how every delay makes your dreams feel further away. Because wasted time doesn't just slow your progress, it rewires your self-image. It turns I can into a maybe later, and a maybe later into maybe never. And that's the greatest cost of all. Not what you lose externally, but what you lose internally. The voice that once said, I'm capable, becomes the one that says, I can't. The spark that once drove you becomes dim. And you start living in the shadow of who you were meant to become. But the moment you stop wasting time, the moment you take back control, that spark reignites. Confidence returns not with applause, but with action. You don't have to wait for belief to begin. You begin, and belief follows. Every decision to act instead of delay, every promise kept instead of postponed rebuilds the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. Because at the end of the day, wasting time isn't just losing minutes, it's losing momentum. And momentum is what builds confidence. It's what reminds you that you're capable of doing hard things, that your effort matters, that your time has meaning. And when you start to honor your time, you start to honor yourself. You start to walk differently, talk differently, think differently, because you know you're no longer letting life happen to you. You're happening to life.